the calendar is ready to turn into 2024, less than a month away from the new year. And it's time to start discussing what's next from Apple. And the first things on the docket, other than the Vision Pro headset, are going to be new iPads and new Macs. Let's start with the Mac. The company is planning to bring its new M3 chip that it introduced as part of the MacBook Pro back in October to the MacBook Air. So I'm expecting new 13-inch and 15-inch MacBook Airs, codenamed J613 and J615 for those interested. They won't have any other major changes but the M3 chip, but that's a significant boost. Now Apple's highest volume Mac is going to have their new 3-nanometer computer processor. So that is really a feat of engineering and manufacturing on the part of TSMC. Now onto the iPad Pro. That's also going to get the M3 chip, revamped design. It's going to have a brand new look and feel, an OLED display. So it's going to be a pretty significant update, as well as new versions of the iPad Air, including one coming in a bigger size.
You know, Mark, when I first started out in the business many moons ago, one of my trader buddies said, whenever you see a company build a new gleaming headquarters, short the stock, buy some puts, take a little off the table, because they obviously don't have any use for their capital to generate a return. That would not have been and that worked for me a lot, including the New York Times company, by the way. But that did not work. Luckily, I did not do that for Apple. They spent $5 billion on that headquarters, which is just awesome. My question to you is anybody in there?
I'll tell you.
Are people back at work at Apple? I mean, what's going on?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's people back there 3-4 times a week. Okay. So certainly they're getting used to it. And I know that $5 billion number is quite jarring, but if you think about it, that's really less than half of their R&D budget on an annual basis, right? And so I don't think they really looked at it as some gigantic investment, right? In the grand scheme of things for Apple.
Yep, you're right about that.
And this is crazy to say, $5 billion is not that much. So yeah, and there's certainly people there. They have people in LA, they have people in Texas, they have people across Europe. So they're quite filled up. And whether or not people are there, it appears, given the products rolling out, things are getting done.
Why was there such a long drought when it came to some of these iPad releases?
Yeah, that's a very good question. They actually did not release any new iPads in calendar year 2023. That's the first time since the advent of the iPad that there wasn't a new generation in an entire calendar year. And there's a few reasons for that. One, you're really waiting on the M3 processor to release a new iPad Pro, and that M3 chip was not ready in volume till 2024 for a product that sells as many units as an iPad Pro, so they had to wait on that. The one, mystery product that they should have probably got an update out for was the iPad Air. They're updating that next year to an M2 chip. I think they needed to wait until they are able to ship in high quantities that bigger model, the 12.9-inch model I wrote about. And so that got delayed a little bit. The iPad mini is also a spec bump, 3-nanometer. They're waiting on 3-nanometer again there. And the entry-level iPad, is still fairly new. So certainly there are countless reasons why they weren't able to get it done in 2023. And you're going to see the whole lineup, top to bottom, get updated and cleaned up across calendar year 24.